something that would be important too is it depends on the relationship you have with that person, right? If it's like, for example, I was talking about this recently. If you knew somebody and they were in a relationship and that their partner was being unfaithful to them, and you being a friend, knowing that in full well, it'd be like, okay, well, if I tell them, they're going to be upset and they're going to be sad, and because it comes from me, they might be upset with me.
Yeah.
But if I don't tell them and they find out on their own, they're going to ask me why I didn't tell them. So it's like, and I'd be like, because I didn't want to hurt them.
Yeah.
I didn't want them to be sad,
Yeah.
right? So it's in that sense, it's kind of in between a rock and a hard place. But I think a really good way to determine if it would be appropriate or not, or if it's required, is depending on the relationship. If you're really close with someone and they respect you and they know that you're going to be honest with them and that you know you're integral, then telling them would be like, hey, in that situation, hey, look, this person is being unfaithful. Then yes, they would be hurt, but in the end, the long run, they would come back and be like, hey, I'm with someone now that is faithful. And yeah, at that time it may have sucked a little bit, but I'm glad that I knew, because I didn't spend months or years with someone and then find out that all that time has been wasted. So I think it may depend on the situation and maybe the relationship between the people that are in it.
Very contextual. Okay, the other thing I was thinking about when you were sharing your answer, Kelsey, is maybe there are other values alongside honesty that you have, but you put them into a sequential priority scale of which one is going to get more emphasis. So for example, in this setting that we were describing earlier, honesty that may harm someone, you're thinking, but I also have another value of people not being hurt that is also a little bit higher in this contextual setting per se. It still enables one to keep intact their sense of integrity, saying, I know I'm breaking this one here, but it's for this reason over here, and I still feel that sense of like cohesiveness in the why, the intention of why we're going about it. Maybe I just thought of that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's a tough one. It is a tough one. I feel like it's very intuitive in the moment.
And it also necessitates a really strong sense of knowing oneself, right?
Yeah.
How do you sort of play out in this scenario, and why would you do it this way? How would you give your defense of what made sense and why you had confidence in going down a certain trajectory, for example, right? Yeah. You guys are doing amazing. This is like so great, by the way. Couple more questions, if I may.